Oh, there we go. You are not sitting correctly. There you go. You know what? Let's see if I can find Kemi's. Oh! Oh! You're on my YouTube. Ah! Excuse me. Something got stuck in my throat there. Weird. Rejoice. Mystery. Yeah, doing well. Thank you. That one? Oh, there it's there. Oh, it's from GB News. What the? Tell me what you have to give the click to, fuck it, Sky. There we go. Right. Right. I'll give people time to come in. Oh, I'm starting to feel a little bit better now. I've been sitting here shivering, so I've put the heating on. Even though I'm wearing one of my heaviest cardies. Cotton top. And really, really cozy leggings. Still shivering. I hate winter. Too cold. Meh. I wonder if Helena will go live at all. Go to Helena's page. I don't think they're going to be going live tonight. Right, let's go back to my far right wankery. Far right wankery. There we go. Far right wankery. Yep, there we go. You can just go there. Oh. So you can go there. You two can go over there. Ta-da. If I have any food. Yep. Ooh. Yeah. I will be back momentarily. Please bear with me. Take these off because I'm not listening to anything. 2 minutes, please. That's funny. I like that. Round of applause. Oh, right. Ah. Rejoice, comrades. Resident philosopher. Good evening, Scrooby. What do you think of the stream title? I was trying to think of something fun. Feel free to put your suggestions in the chats just to make me laugh. We can pass them on to Kev for tomorrow if he wants them. Excellent.
Not just that he was preparing to defect, but he was planning to do so in the most damaging way possible to the... This morning, I remember...
Sorry to go back to the beginning, but fuck it, we have to listen to her. Carry on, Kemi.
The Conservative whip from Robert Jenrick after dismissing him from the Shadow Cabinet. I was very sorry to be presented with clear, irrefutable evidence, not just that he was preparing to defect, but he was planning to do so in the most damaging way possible to the Conservative Party and his Shadow Cabinet colleagues. It is my responsibility to protect our party, and faced with that information, I took the only decision that any responsible leader could. Because the British public are tired of political psychodrama. So am I. They saw too much of it in the last government. They're seeing too much of it in this government. I will not repeat those mistakes. When I was elected leader, I committed to doing politics differently. Disloyalty and dishonesty undermine trust in politics. They're also disrespectful to our party members, our councillors, MPs, and most of all, voters. You all deserve better.
What voters?
Conservatives suffered a heavy defeat in 2024.
Deserved.
That was painful, but we are rebuilding with strong principles, clear plans, and with a...
How many defections have you had, Kemi? Another one bites the dust.
a serious team united around a shared purpose. When individuals choose to walk away from that effort for personal ambition, that tells you nothing about the Conservative Party and everything.
You're all politicians. You're all driven by greed and ambition and power hunger fantasies. It looks odd, doesn't it? When I watched it earlier on, when Helena showed it on Novara Live earlier, were you in the chat? I can't remember. But everyone in the chat was saying it looks, the video looks weird. Cheap-ass camera? Makes my leftist tech look fucking sublime. I'd give it 10 minutes for... Yeah. Fucking crap on my keyboard.
You need to know about them. There will be more to say, and I know a lot of commentary about this decision. But I want you all to be in no doubt. It's a time of global uncertainty. I am focused on holding the government to account, ensuring they are acting in the national interest, and that Conservatives deliver a proper plan for a stronger economy, stronger borders, and a stronger Britain.
Right, there we go. Right. Let's see what else I can find. Oh, I didn't look at the comments for Sky News, fucking hell. Right, back to the home page. What? Oh, what? I don't know what that one is. Rejoice, comrades, Natok. News. Oh, moon. Manrock. We'll go in order. Yes? Yeah. Fuck it.
Just to
Stick with
follow
Sky News.
on the issue of Robert Jenrick, Badenoch has just sacked him from her shadow cabinet, removed the RIP and suspended his party membership with immediate effect. And she said, I was presented with clear, irrefutable evidence that he was plotting in secret to defect in a way designed to be as damaging as possible to his shadow cabinet colleagues and the wider Conservative Party. Mr. Farage, can I ask you, were you planning to unveil him as a new star sign-in to Reform this afternoon in London? Because
no. No. Feel free to post it in the chat, Scribby.
Were due in London later today. And is he welcome to join Reform now if the Tories don't want him?
Well, it sounds to me like she's panicked. Because, as you know, I am doing a press conference in London this afternoon at about 4:30. Obviously, we had the Nadeem Zahawi defection just the other day. We had the offered defection a few weeks before that. There's been quite a long list of former Conservative MPs that have been joining us. There have been others that have tried to join that we've said, no, we don't think it'll work. So she's aware that there is that move. And so I suspect...
Spill the tea, man frog. Spill the tea. I want to know who.
She's panicked. I suspect she's added up 2 and 2 and made 5. I can confirm, hand on heart, honestly, look you in the eye, I was not going to be unveiling Robert Jenrick at 4:30 this afternoon. As I said to your BBC colleague a moment ago, is he one of many that I've talked to about what the future might look like? Absolutely. But, well, have I signed a deal with him? No.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Party for plotting to defect. I assume he's plotting to defect to Reform.
Well, it could be the Lib Dems, I don't know, you know.
Do you think he's a Lib Dem?
No.
Can you confirm you've been in talks with him?
No, I confirmed that already a couple of times.
Would you welcome
I have
him?
been talking to lots of people. Do you know what? We will welcome anyone that comes to us from whatever party who is going to add to what we do. It doesn't just see us as perhaps a life raft to save a parliamentary career, but people who want to add to what we have to do, who share our values, who share our beliefs, but equally, who have to be honest about the sheer level of failures of 40...
Oh. Careful. Don't let Manfrog make you choke on your biscuit. That was dangerous to do.
15 years of broken manifesto commitments. So do you know what? I'll give him a ring this afternoon.
I mean...
I'll give him a ring this afternoon.
He ran for leadership.
I might even buy him a pint, you never know.
He's in the shadow cabinet. He was in the shadow cabinet.
Yes.
He'd be a big signing for you, wouldn't he?
I mean, he was part of that Tory failure, but the one big tick against his name is that he did resign as immigration minister because of the failures of the government. So that would be a big tick in his direction. I will speak to him this afternoon and see what he wants to do.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I know I'm live. Don't need to. I'm actually doing this a little bit more professionally for reasons. About fucking time that I've done it. Sheffield. Really? Do right, fear nothing. Established in 1905. Um. Oh, you're fuck it, Bruce, my dude. I can't believe that. I didn't. Paul Heaton as well. They went to the same school. This is freaking Julia Bradbury. Fucking hell. Scrubby, thanks. I didn't know that. I didn't know Bruce had went to here. Just fucking hell. Praise be Bruce Dickinson. There we go. Fucking hell. 1970. She's only 9 years older than me. Oh. Elizabeth Henstridge. Oh, Christ. Oh, get to see Miriam Cates as well. Fucking hell. Did he do fencing? My God, I'd love to fight him. You have to remember your lass has done kendo and fencing. Wow. Is that my page? I'm live. Yes, I am live. I thought that. Hang on, I'll need you. Page. Yes. And go back to the standard one. Oh God. Numpty. Maybe numpty. Damn it, Discord. Go away. I'll get back to you later. Discord. Thank you. Things happened. Emperor Pickled? Pickled? Thank you for the follow. It is a follow, isn't it? Come here. Follow. Hello, Emperor. I'll do my standard introduction. Oh God, I've got hair all over myself. Go away. I am MadCat79 Scotty, a Scottish disabled Marxist streamer. I talk about health and disability issues. We are currently going over this latest defection. Basically from us, well, now former Shadow Cabinet Minister, Shadow Justice. He was shadow to David Lammy. Oh my God. So jealous of you, Scribby. Chiswick. Newscast. Let's just get his actual speech now. Right, Robert Jenrick. There it's there. Oh God, it's the
Well,
actual channel.
good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Nigel. It's time for...
Yeah, if you're be careful. But yes, I'll be respectful and everything. I am open for debate, obviously. But if you say anything that is either stupid or factually incorrect, you might. No, I'm not getting the actual reform any clicks. Let's see. Go away, you Victorian wank. I'll do the Channel 4 one. How long is it? Fuck it. Channel 4.
This morning, I removed the Conservative whip from Robert Jenrick after dismissing him from the Shadow Cabinet.
Kemi Badenoch had tweeted out her sacking of Robert Jenrick just as Nigel Farage was about to speak in Scotland. It was shown her statement that she'd caught Robert Jenrick red-handed, plotting to defect to reform.
I was very sorry to be presented with clear, irrefutable evidence, not just that he was preparing to defect, but he was planning to do so in the most damaging way possible to the Conservative Party and his shadow cabinet colleagues.
Is he one of many that I've talked to about what the future might look like? Absolutely. But, well, have I signed the deal with him?
Full clarity here. That night, Nigel Farage, or Manfrog, he is the leader. This isn't a political party. They're not registered with the... Well, if you get registered and you become a political party here in the UK, you have to disclose all your funding. You have to tell them where you get your funding from, so you can be legal and everything. So, here we go. Nigel Farage. This is Lord Offord. He is now head of reform here in Scotland. He's a former Tory. And as far as I'm aware, still a peer. So, lucky them. They now have a peer. One is not enough. So yes, this is Lord Offord. And he's fuck. Communist, yeah, I'm a Marxist. Lord Awful. Well said, Scribby. Well said. So yeah, this delightful creature used to be a Tory lord. And now he's a Reform lord. It's a different, really? It might be. So, I don't... where is this? I'm assuming this will be in Edinburgh. Oh, do you know? The anarchists that I know, either online or IRL, are cool. Don't get me wrong, they want you to become an anarchist. I have a lot of time for anarchy, I do. But at the end of the day, I'm still a Marxist. I do apologise. Plus, it's difficult here in the UK to be truly anarchist. There's no many here. Don't get me wrong, there are a few. Quite a lot of Marxists. And the once mighty number that were trots are mostly dead. I used to be a trot for all my sins. But that's when I was younger. The two trots that I know here in Glasgow, they're in their fucking, well, one of them's in their late 60s, the other one's near fucking 80. So they were more active when I was born. So back in the, 1979, so they were more active in the 70s and shit. Alright, cool. Well, there's many flavours of leftism, obviously. I don't think left unity is going to be happening anytime soon, at least not in my lifetime. Well, you never know. I'm only 46.
No.
A few hours later, back in London, Nigel Farage had to rush forward the unveiling of his latest defector, and the choreography suffered.
And on that note, I will welcome Robert Jenrick into this room and into Reform UK.
What a shit show.
All right. He hasn't changed his mind, has he? We can't find him. It's been a funny, this would be a very funny end of the day, wouldn't it? Here he is, Robert Jenrick.
Tories said they'd uncovered Robert Jenrick's plans when sections of a defection speech he'd already written were shown.
Got himself locked in the toilet? Sorry, I'll behave now.
To them. The former Tory leadership contender then read out that speech, attacking former colleagues he'd sat in shadow cabinet with only yesterday.
At a recent shadow cabinet debate, a conversation broke out. The question was put to the group, is Britain broken? I said instinctively, it's broken. Almost everyone said, it's not broken. And we were told, that is the party line.
Nigel Farage said Robert Jenrick had nagging doubts and was forced into quitting the Tories when Kemi Badenoch.
Do I like that? Oh, wait. Greenock? Oh my god! Rejoice, Sly Loris. Hi, Sly Loris. Let's cover the fun, shall we? And I'll go and pick out choice pieces that, oh god, I might just be lazy and pick out from Kevin Helena's channel. She does actually have an entire video about Jenrick. Suppose I could just check myself. Hello, welcome, good evening. Carry on, Channel News.
Jenrick said he'd had it in mind for months.
Well, I didn't think I was going to leave today, but I had resolved to leave the party, and that was, as I said, something I'd given a great deal of thought to over a very long time, and the fact that it's happened a little bit sooner, so what?
You know, we'd agreed in principle this would happen, but it wasn't going to happen today, or tomorrow, or next week, and it might not have happened, because deals, you know, all the time in life you talk about deals, they either come to fruition for a variety of reasons.
Welcome, welcome, Raiders. Welcome. Raid! Thank you so much, my comrade. You have reached Madcat79 Scotty I. Welcome. Scottish Disabled Marks, the streamer. And we are covering the fun. Hee. Thank you for the raid, much appreciated. Please refresh, my friends, so I can get the views. It's fucking mental, isn't it? And rejoice, Log is here. Hello, Log. Welcome. God, look at the mugs on them. So, Red, this is Man Frog, or Nigel Farage, if you wish. This is the Tory Egypt that I've been talking about in chat. This is Robert Jenrick. He's younger than me, for crying out loud. So this whole saga for today, I'm showing up the highlights of the whole timeline from Kemi Badenoch, the leader of the opposition, to this bit here. So this is Channel 4 News. Rejoice, go and lurk. Food is good. Yes. I'll be here for a while. Feel free to dip in and out.
But we don't.
Kemi Badenoch hopes her sacking of her Shadow Justice Secretary has robbed this moment of some potency. Maybe removed the Tory who'd done most to undermine her ever since she beat him to the Tory leadership.
The country is sick of political psychodrama. We had it with the last government, we have it with this government. We need our politicians to be focused on public service, not...
Kemi, the current Labour government, forget about them for a bit. You were a former cabinet member and meant in a couple of prominent departments. You've just slated yourself there, you silly person. Not that she's coherent at times, obviously. If you were unhappy in government, if you didn't like what was happening, you could have left saying, I resign, I'll just be a backbencher, not be in the cabinet. Political ambition be a strong drug, apparently. So,
on their personal ambition. Robert Jenrick is not my problem anymore. He's Nigel Farage's problem now.
You're all ambitious bastards.
Robert Jenrick's political journey began as a pro-Cameron by-election winner.
Thank you, Mr. E. Stay hydrated. Self-care is good care. Take your meds if you need to take any. Stay based. Laugh at the Tory party, which is rather easy, really. Catch you later.
The leader of a fringe party said he thought he'd breached spending limits.
It is important, if we have rules and laws for elections, that they are obeyed. So we will be looking at it pretty carefully.
A repositioning
Over time, Robert Jenrick trimmed himself down
due to the demand from immigration.
and trimmed his vowels too.
After all, go after lawbreakers.
Our past.
in the recent past.
Come here to Handsworth in Birmingham.
He moved decisively to the right. Having lost the leadership contest to Kemi Badenoch, he discussed bringing her down, but may have decided she looked safer in post now, and his future lay elsewhere.
A few people have been texting me listening to Robert Jenrick saying that sounded like a leadership bid. Would he make a good successor?
Well, if a very good speech is a leadership bit, I want a lot more of them.
Do you think the Robert Jenrick you've observed over the years would have been going over to reform without trying to extract some promise of a certain top job?
You're thinking Reform's Shadow Chancellor, aren't you? It's likely, and I think you're trying to get me to speculate, and why not, about what this means for the jostling crowd in Reform who want to be Chancellor of the Exchequer, whether it's Zia Yusuf or Richard Tice. And if I were Yusuf or Tice, I would be looking at this a bit askance, and I would want to know what exactly Nigel Farage has promised.
Welcome, John the Brazen. Everyone, John is here. You're more than welcome to jump on. I can open a Google Meet if you like. I'd love to have extra input to this. It's going to be. My face is going to hurt from laughing so much, I believe. Hi, John. John is good people. We need clips of Ozem-Prick so we can just discuss and talk about them and show everyone what he was like when he was in the Tories. I don't see him changing much, really. They are all Thatcherites after all.
Robert Jenrick.
We were in conversation, actively
You're not,
in conversation as to what the best fit was for Robert as part of the front team, joining the people you see in front of you. And a cynic would say his position was weakened, but you know what? I'm carrying on the conversation. Now it's done in exactly the same spirit as I did before.
Nigel Farage said he'd acquired a political asset, popular with Tory grassroots, who could draw more Tories to his party, ahead of what he said would be the...
Well, I'll do it on YouTube. I'll just do it on here. Give me a minute. Let's do the full 10 minutes. Have fun. Carry on, my ever lovely Twitch chatters. Full 10 minutes, so take your time.
death of the Tory party in the May elections. Well, it might be surprising given such a big-name defection, but there is a bit of quiet satisfaction in Team Badenoch tonight that they punctured what could have been a really damaging moment. They managed to, they feel, get their version of events out there, paint Robert Jenrick in the colours they wanted to as a traitor and an unprincipled individual, rather than the framing that would have been there if it had been unveiled to the world's surprise by reform itself, in which case Robert Jenrick's version of himself as a man of principle forced to change his party would have been the first version out there in front of people. Nigel Farage is saying that all of this is delusional on Team Badenoch's part, and today proves all the big trends are with him. People around Kemi Badenoch feel that she might now have an even better chance of consolidating what they think is an improved position. Extraordinarily, this all started with someone in Team Jenrick leaving that draft defection speech somewhere they thought was safe, but it was discovered and it ended up in the Tory leader's hands. And Nigel Farage has said a few times, he repeated it today, that as he gets all these defections, he doesn't want to import the Tory psychodrama of the government years into his own party. Well, there's always a danger he's doing that. He's certainly injected an element of farce today.
Gary, thanks very much. Well, a short while ago, I spoke to the Conservative Party chairman, Kevin Hollinrake, and put it to him that Kemi Badenoch may have looked ahead of the game at midday, but by this afternoon, had it all fallen apart.
It wasn't a case of getting ahead of a game. We were presented with some evidence, some damning evidence about one of our colleagues who was going to defect to reform and do it in a way that was going to be very damaging to the parties. And Kemi Badenoch made the very decisive move to dismiss Rob Jenrick from the Shadow Cabinet and to suspend his membership of the Conservative Party. I think that's the right thing to do with anybody who's disloyal.
Well, but sacking him...
So does Rob, so does Kemi.
But is your point that you accept that that Britain is broken, you accept that the Conservatives broke it, but that Rob Jenrick has to take his part in the damaging of Britain?
Well, that's not the point I'm making this up. Listen, there's some parts of Britain that are broken, but not beyond repair. That's our clear position. I think as long as we get the right leader with the right policies, we can fix those problems. And Rob obviously felt that way too. He was sat in shadow cabinet. He stood for leadership.
He describes a cabinet meeting where he says they plan to stop the boats was signed off, that everyone accepted wasn't going to work. Some even laughed about it.
Well, that was in the previous government, of course. And I wasn't.
So that's true. You don't dispute that.
I wasn't at that cabinet meeting. I don't know. I mean, I know Rob resigned, and but we brought forward legislation in the last Parliament, which we had to get through Parliament by.
Damn it. Give me a minute. Cameron, May, Bojo, Truss, Sunak. So there's the 5. Is that Bojo? I don't think he was in the Johnson cabinet. I think he might have either been... I don't know if he was in the Truss cabinet or not. He was definitely in the Sunak one. So I can't quite remember. They all blended into one amorphous evil blob creature by the time we got down to Truss, essentially. So trying to parse out what cabinets they were all in, because they all kept on getting shifted around because the different types of leaders that they had from Cameron down. So I can't have you two not served on the... No, you must have served in cabinet together at some point. Probably Sunak. There was like musical departments with him. Just fucking... Can you make it a little bit easier for us? All that chaos from Cameron down, just, no, anyway. So fucking stupid. Christ.
Through hell and high water. Now, Rob felt he didn't go far enough. I accept that was the point, and he took the decision to resign as minister.
Thank you, Parkhorse. Everyone, go and follow Parkhorse language. They be... War Thunder? They be DJ. They are brilliant. I love Parkhorse. Hi. Hang on. I forgot to check out Red. Red Rust was playing Battletech. It is rather fun. Giant robots. Well, mechs. And you do jobs, essentially. You go around the star systems doing battle jobs. Quite fun. It looks amazing. You were doing DJ last time. Nice one, Parkhorse. You go there.
passed at that point in time. It was tough legislation that we passed. Now, Rob had made the point, he felt the courts would stop us, and I think that is right with the benefit of hindsight, and that's why we've adopted the position that we'll leave the European Convention on Human Rights, as Kemi Badenoch has announced.
So you're saying...
Kevin. It might still fall afoul of actual British law, whether we're in the court or not. Just saying, because other sorts of evilness has been tried by previous governments, and it's been smacked down by the courts. So just because you leave the ECHR doesn't mean it's going to become legislation. Or you can just not listen to the court, our own courts here in the UK, which will be fun, to say the least.
Saying when he stands there today, a man I'm assuming you felt was the man who had some integrity, as you say, stood for leader. When he says the party's in denial, it is dishonest, there is hardly a principle they didn't betray, and that is why he has felt forced to leave. And others have left to go to reform too. It is a damaging day for you, isn't it?
Well, listen, it's not a day I wanted to see. I hope Rob Jenrick would be a team player who would work alongside Kemi and the rest of the Shadow Cabinet to take us forward.
And he's been damning about, in that speech, he's damning directly about members of your Shadow Cabinet.
Well, exactly. I think it's disgraceful. It's disloyal. It's dishonest. If he thought those things about those Shadow Cabinet members, maybe he should have had a conversation with them. But he didn't.
Rejoice, comrades. I'm always kind of stuffed up in things. Just generally. There's lots of dust and everything in the air here. There used to be actual damp and mould and stuff, but that's been fixed, hopefully. And it was giving us, me and Super Hubby, low-level colds and stuff, and we were always coughing and sneezing and stuff, but that's cleared up. But I'm just generally... My nose is rather sensitive, and so's my ears. And no. If you're in the Discord, post it in the most appropriate channel, would you, my dear? Say hello to Davinia, everyone. How are you doing tonight, my dear? What are you thinking of all this fun? Oh, you changed it. My throat usually kind of wobbles a bit. The speaking on stream, obviously. So my throat gets kind of dry. I should have actually said to him when he went out to get his appointment earlier today. I'm down to my last 2 lockets. So I might just get him to nab me a pack of lockets. You what? Seriously? Oh, thanks, darling. No. They do realise the polls are looking really bad for them. Carry on, Keith. Do your selling if you want. And they've been stopping elections from happening because they're changing the way the councils work. Now, if they turn around and say to the major cities and the devolved administrations, we are going to tell them where to fucking shove it. We've already had the Tories mess with our fucking Holyrood elections before in the past, so no, fuck off. We've been waiting for an extra year. Our Holyrood elections should have been last year, and they've asked us to push forward again for our locals, which won't be until next May. So another year essentially before we get to put in new councillors. Hang on, I heard things. Yeah, stay in call, please. Boo. Sent a message in Discord. Be right back, everyone. Give me a second. I return. Soon to be joined by John the Breezen. This is going to be fun. Oh, I suppose I bet I'm right. Mute. Just ring. Admit. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Give me a minute. Streamlabs desktop. Hello. Give me a second.
Hello. Are you sharing screens or?
Got it?
What's that mean? Yeah, I can see now.
Excellent.
Well, I can see what's on your list. I don't know if that's.
Hang on.
What we want.
Hang on.
Ah, yes.
I want to share my screen. Yeah. I am presenting. Then something else. Slide window. Is it that one? Hello. Ah, give me a minute. No. Where's something else?
So you were. I could see your screen before. It wasn't like full screen, but.
Ah, there we go.
See the screen. Yeah.
Are we all good?
So I just see a screen but says you're now sharing Firefox. Stop sharing. There's
that's weird.
nothing else.
Ah.
Yeah, it's focusing on like a toolbar. It's not the
That's weird.
stream I'm seeing.
That's odd. Give me a second. Give me a minute, everyone. Let's go back to the call. Okay. Mute website. Oh, I'm fine. Tire screen. Hello. Share screen. Streamlabs? Won't be that. Streamlabs. Maybe I should move in. Yeah. Huh. Weird.
Oh yes, I can see it again. Yes, so I can see sort of your controls underneath, but yeah, I can see what you're in. It's show my screen anyway. I'll stop this internet. Yeah.
Oh my god! Right. Screen capture. Am I gonna have to do another screen capture? Oh Christ! wrong one.
So yeah, it's smaller now. And yeah, dragging it.
There we
It's
go.
tiny. Yeah.
Tiny. Add another screen capture. Screen capture. Add source. Add source. Right, where am I? No, it's not that one. Huh. Give me a minute, everyone. I will get this right because I've done it before with someone else. Right, go bigger. Right. Let's see. Nah, I didn't need to show my video because it's sharing. Let's see. Can you see Holland Rake?
So yeah, I can more or less see what you. So
Are we good? Can you see him now?
Yes, I can see you.
Yes! Do you want to go back to this one or we'll just carry on with what Holland Rake is saying?
If you want to continue, then yeah.
We'll
I'm sort of getting sick of Robert Jenrick now.
He saved that to do this in a damaging
imagine
way
some of you
to try and
viewers might
undermine the
not have
Conservative Party. Now,
caught up to date with everything, but
we will cover a little bit of him just to give the lay of the land and stuff. Then we can maybe go to some of the more mental stuff that he's done recently. Then we can move on and talk about anything else that you want. We can maybe cover what's happening with the Greens and stuff, which will be good. Has Zach said anything yet?
about Robert Jenrick, yeah, he did. Well, it was like a bit of an infographic. I'll guess it up now. Let's see.
now this is not our problem
I'd recommend
anymore.
following
He is now
Green
Nigel
Hang
Farage.
on.
because we seem to have one of the best social media admins in the country.
Ooh, cool.
Okay, yeah. So he said it wasn't racism, it wasn't the rule breaking, it wasn't the corruption. No, Jenrick gets removed for plotting. Politics for too many leaders is just a game and not a moral one. It's why people are crying out loud for hope.
Nice one.
So that's
Well
Zach
done.
Blanty's response. Yeah.
Nice one, Zach. That's good, yeah. You got booted for basically being disloyal. You're all ambitious bastards, so I don't know. So yeah, Zach's correct. Obviously. I'm not entirely sure if the Scottish Greens or the SNP will say anything. Don't get me wrong, they probably had problems with Jenrick. We're busy. We're organising up here for the Holyrood elections.
Yeah, I imagine for them it's best just to ignore the Tories and focus on Labour.
Yeah. Well, Labour are the main issue. It looks like the Tories are going to get completely... Do they have constituencies? I can't remember. We can check that out. I'll check that out later. I don't know if there's any actual Tory constituency MSPs. There's probably a couple of them. The Lib Dems are all list. Serves you right for getting in bed with the scum. And they got brutalised for it in 2021. Serves them right. In 2016.
Farge's problem. He's got to deal with this now, but I think that disloyalty, that treachery,
So I'm
is
wondering,
not,
have you seen
that's
the
not somebody I want to see in
things
our party.
Nigel Farage has said about Robert Jenrick in the past?
Oh God, yeah. So that's going to be fun. The pair of them are ambitious bastards. So let's see how they cope with how the party goes forward. Well, obviously, we'll see it in the news and stuff. Obviously, yeah. So with two people, they said on the news earlier on, he might have a sizable portion of like Tory voters that will follow him. All the Tories that I've known in my life, from up in Perth, and there are a few here in Glasgow, unfortunately, they don't like disloyalty. So a lot of the Scottish ones, at least, they despise disloyalty. So now that he's went and jumped ship, essentially, a lot of the Tory voters will say no and Reform why. So that the Reform are the polling second tier, but I don't think they'll get constituencies. We don't vote like that. We don't.
My experience with the Tories is they're much more extreme than their actual voter base. And
yeah,
like I've known people who are stood as independents and won, who were like lifelong Tories voters, but actually met the Tories in real life and realised they do not have anything in common with them. Like they actually have principles, unlike the modern Conservative Party.
Don't get me wrong, there's Tories across the land, obviously, and stuff, but Scotland, for the majority of its history, we don't vote for those sort of right-wing policies or anything. I can see certain sections of British society, the rich bastards, who vote for their own self-interest, but people across the land, don't get us wrong, we vote against our self-interest because of our garbage politics we have here. But we try to find the best one for what we want, what we need, and for ourselves and the country at large. We don't vote for these well, I would hope at least. Ongoing education with the Scottish people, obviously, and the UK-wide.
We want people who stand behind our values, behind our policies, and by our leader.
Kevin Hollinrake, thanks very much for talking to us.
My pleasure, thank you.
Well, where do these ructions on the right lead the Conservatives' chances of recovery? And is there a danger that high-profile defections to reform mean it could be seen by...
Sorry, John? The screen. It's not sharing the audio, or if it is, it's very light.
Oh, crap.
Try to turn the volume up.
Give me a minute. Let's see. Interesting. Bring it back up. Oh, God. Yes, I know I'm presenting. Full screen. Whoa, infinity. Right, present something else. Not that. Yeah. Higher screen. Oh, no. Unpin your presentation from your main screen. Right. Let's see.
Yeah, it could be the audio output on the Google Meets, I don't know.
I've got the audio on. Give me a minute. I've got my mic.
Yeah, I hear you, but I can't hear what's on yours.
Full screen, adjust view.
If you wanted, I could watch it on Twitch at the same time. And
Yeah, that might be best. If you're okay doing that, you can bring it up on your phone, which relatively easy. Mute, no. More options for John. No, don't much. No, don't want to do any of
when
that.
you open up Twitch, it comes to Helena's page straight away because.
On myself only. There we go. Right. Let's see if that'll help.
Okay, so it's open in another tab.
Tire screen? No?
It's a few minutes behind, so I'm hearing myself a minute ago now.
There we go.
My phone.
Let's see. Oh. Are you good?
I'll try my phone now. See what
Okay,
happens.
Yeah. So if they're wanting to do I'm talking to Davinia a minute. Talia! Hello, Talia. Did you? Nice one. We are no justice stands here. She done her Novara tonight, and she was amazing, as always. She is awesome. Praise be Helena. If Kevin and Helena want to join with me for like the locals in the Senate and Holyrood, what I would do, because Kev does it for when they do like either PMQs or question time, that'd be, he seems to know it better because he does it with other people. He does it with Christy, obviously, and stuff. Kev is also very based. That is correct. And as sarcastic as I am. Don't get me wrong, Helena is sarcastic, but me and Kev seem to take it to a different level. You all realise a lot of Scottish people, we are kind of sarcastic bastards. Did Denny piss us off, please? Case in point, Holyrood elections coming and Labour will hopefully get brutalised electorally. And they're still saying Annas is going to be First Minister. Pull the other one. Oh my god, that'd be awesome. Should be easy to reach out to either Emma or Sam.
By voters as just a second-hand Tory party. Well, I'm joined now by Sir Jacob Rees-Mogg, who was leader of the Commons and Brexit minister when Boris Johnson was Prime Minister, and by the former...
Fuck. Jump scare. I suspected they would have had Jacob on, but not this fucker.
I thought he'd move on by now. Jacob Rees-Mogg. I would have thought Jacob Rees-Mogg would have moved on from.
He's got a YouTube channel, for fuck's sake. Just go away, Jacob. You got voted out. Was that Tory? Was the Lib Dem or a Labour that took his seat? I'm curious about that. North East Somerset, by the way. Fuck it, what do these two bastards have to say?
Spectator editor and Conservative columnist Fraser Nelson. Thanks both for joining us. Sir Jacob
Scottish, by the
Rees-Mogg
way.
first, if you would. Robert Jenrick delivered the speech the party leader said she had seen and prompted her to sack him. Was she right to sack him?
You know what? I'll put the volume down
Obviously,
so I
once
can
she'd seen that
listen and
speech,
still
you can't
hear
have a
you,
member of
Sean.
the shadow cabinet who is seeking to defect to another party and you know is going to do this. That doesn't mean that Robert's defection
Did they
to
change the
reform
boundaries?
isn't
Because
a
I looked
major
up the...
benefit for reform.
Oh God, the Boundary Commission, yeah. So the seat that he had was North East Somerset.
Yeah.
Did they change those boundaries?
He's an independent, apparently.
Wow.
Must be Labour.
An independent. Nice one.
Labour. No, he's a Labour person who was suspended, it seems. Oh.
So they were Labour Party, but they got the
He's
what's this?
suspended in April 2025.
Oh, who is it? We probably
Dan
know
Norris is called.
Nah. Obviously, the more prominent one was the one that battered some. What?
It's the guy who was the MP for the West Country.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he's a sex offender guy. Yeah, he refused to resign after a child sex offence arrest. So,
Fucking hell! All the best candidates.
yeah.
God,
I
I should
imagine
have
if it was a by-election, Reform would probably win that seat.
Probably.
Unless Rees-Mogg came out and all that.
I don't see him leaving the Tories at all. Well, he's...
I don't know, he's quite friendly with Nigel Farage, so it is possible.
Well, yeah, they're both Brexiteers, aren't they? So for everyone, for people who do not know, this is Jacob Rees-Mogg. He is a Tory. He was the what was he? Was he the chief whip? He was the leader of the Commons. So basically, he helped encourage the backbenchers and stuff. And I think he might have been Minister without portfolio, which is basically just a cabinet minister. Literally just called the cabinet minister. I don't like him.
Handled it really very astutely.
But it's still a blow for the Conservative Party, isn't it?
Oh, unquestionably. Yes, it would be ridiculous for me to sit here and say it's not. Jenrick is a capable man, very good at publicity, very good at getting his message across, a hard-working campaigner. So he's a loss to the Conservative Party. But Kemi, by preempting it, meant that the timing was hers, not his. And as Gary Gibbon was reporting, managed to get her story out first onto the airwaves first, and therefore I think she's handled a very difficult situation as well as it could have been handled.
Briefly, I mean, you attempted to follow him. Are you going to follow him?
No, I want the right to unite. I've been banging on
Dropping
about
frames.
this for ages, and I therefore think I can help that as much as I can help it at all by remaining a Conservative.
But Fraser Nelson, Robert Jenrick said today the Tory party is rotten and effectively it should be left to die. I mean, should it? Will it?
Well, I think one of the reasons he left was because he thought that wasn't really happening. I mean, after the last Tory party conference, his speech didn't go down very well, Kemi Badenoch's did. And I think the trajectory, as far as he could see, was that she wasn't going to be the failure he expected. There wasn't going to be the leadership opportunities.
She was referred to as Nancy because her actual name is called Annunziata. What the fuck? Seriously, these posh people, the names they give their children. Right, don't get me wrong, this is a fucking posh Scottish twat. But Fraser's a relatively normal name, I guess. Katie's a very traditional Scottish name, by the way.
And so off he trotted. So I think the reasons he's going are the opposite to the reasons that he states. He thinks things are, broadly speaking, looking up for the Conservatives, who, by the way, start this new year marginally ahead of Labour in the opinion polls, which is not where I would have expected to see them this time last year. So it's quite possible now that the next election is seen as a sort of tussle between Nigel Farage, still very clearly ahead, and Kemi Badenoch. And you also got this situation, which is a bit dangerous for Nigel Farage, that when you look at the Conservatives who are widely regarded as having made a massive mess when they were in government, you now see the borders.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Sorry,
can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Give me a warning saying the microphone isn't connected. So, I was trying to explain, but I've posted a link in the Discord about Nigel Farage paying tribute.
I'll bring it up.
Ian Watkins.
Is it in the numpty?
It's in general.
Okay, it's in general.
There's a lot of channels on your Discord, so I struggle to know where to post things. But...
Yeah, I did. Might actually just. It's all channel, please. Give me a minute, everyone. Oh, there's thanks. Yeah, you posted that, darling. Thank you, Davinia. Oh my god. I've actually seen Lost Prophets live fucking years ago. Wow. It's on Joe. Okay. I'll bring that up in a minute. Referring to the... Oh, right. Oh, thanks, Scribby. Cool. I was brought up Protestant, but I wasn't really that religious as a child. Very, very not religious now. Very not religious for the last 50 years, really.
Nadine Dorris, Nadeem Zahawi, Robert Jenrick, in the sort of lifeboat of reform, with Kemi Badenoch.
Chip, what's his name? I can fucking see him. Pruleith is his mother. Chip. So that's another one. That was another one from the Shadow Cabinet. Fuck, I can see the bastard. Forgotten his name. He usually gets put onto question time. Yeah. I'll come back to me.
Leading other Conservatives. And if you Reform UK and you're railing against the establishment and the Uni Party, you're starting to look like the Tory B team rather than the Tory A team.
So you don't see any prospect of any deal now? That looks further away to you, Fraser, does it?
It looks further away simply because of the way this has unfolded. I think the way that Robert Jenrick did it, castigating all of his former colleagues, it wouldn't surprise me if, whoever is Conservative leader in the next election, almost certainly Kemi Badenoch, will be ruling out any deal with reform. And reform will probably...
Sure about that, Fraser? You sure? Insert John Cena here.
Describing it as A team and B team, which they are basically just two of the same, aren't they? And I think that's a good way of framing it.
That's actually, yeah. At the end of the day, the vast majority of these people are Thatcherites. They've espoused the same politics for the last, well, my life, really, most of them. Don't get me wrong, some of them are younger than me, some of them by 5 or 6 years, some of them. It's just madness. And the same on the government benches as well. There's ones who are younger than me. Just what? It's like Kyle, Healy, and Steve Reid. Starmer himself, they're all...
So, yeah, I think they've got people younger than just about everyone.
Yeah, that's mental. Rachel Reeves is only a month older than me, which is terrifying.
But yeah, I worry about calling them Thatcherites because
To do the
that
same
does
as well.
dismiss the fascist elements of them, which
It does, don't
they
get me
do
wrong,
present
yeah.
themselves as being more moderate. But do we want to play into that by calling them Thatcherites, which they are Thatcherites economically, but on other things such as immigration, they are much more.
Oh yeah,
extreme.
yeah, they're far more extreme, yeah. Hayekian, horrible Chicago boys, economics and stuff, neoliberalism essentially, but their stances on immigration and benefits and things like those ones, they are quite far right, which is terrifying, really. So no, don't get the horrible, disgusting. Don't like their policies at all, economic or social. So I make it easier for myself because obviously we both of us grew up with her in power. I keep on saying this. I was born in the March. She became Prime Minister in the May. Ugh. My stepdad says it's my fault. It's because you entered the world that she became Prime Minister. I was a baby. Shut up.
So I think if you're trying to present yourself as an alternative to the other guys, you need to be quite clear that there won't be a deal.
Jacob Rees-Mogg, I mean, there's no doubt that this must be damaging, though. He said there was hardly a principle the party didn't betray. He talked about high taxes, tripling debt. If it had been delivered by Labour, it might have washed over people. But someone as high profile as him, surely it would
not necessarily.
To the Conservative cause.
It would be ridiculous of me to sit here and say that his speech was encouraging for the Conservative Party. It wasn't. He pointed out some difficult truths, that we made mistakes in government, we got immigration wrong, we allowed taxes to rise too much. We did do some things well. We got Britain out of the European Union and we had excellent education reform. So it's not a tale of total woe and disaster.
Oh, and that's going swimmingly, isn't it, Jacob?
So Jacob's just trying to push the Conservative Party to the extreme instead of...
Yeah.
I think really if they want to survive, they should probably move more to the centre. Which I've known sort of Tories who were like approaching 80 maybe, and to be honest, they just feel completely lost as far as I can tell. So one of them, he was being pressured into standing as a town council candidate, and he refused to stand by refusing to submit his papers. But I would say someone like him I'd probably consider to be like more of an old-fashioned conservative, where it's like his politics compared to like the younger post-Thatcher conservatives is completely different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I've had a DM, Facebook Messenger. Really, I use it at WhatsApp. No, she is WhatsApp. She contacted me on. So this is my sister's bestie, and my younger sister's best friend. She was a Tory voter for a good portion of her voting life, really. But at the last general election, towards the end of the Sunak government, she said, nope, not liking them now. She's Labour now. I don't think she'll ever be SNP. And she looks at me and said, are you sure you're a communist, Katie? Yeah. Yeah, pretty sure of that. I've managed to get my younger sister to vote SNP, but at least her friend's voting Labour. At least she's not voting Tory. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't want her to vote Labour either. She's wanting to get rid of Annas, oddly enough. He says everyone that she knows that votes Labour up in Perth, saying that they don't like him either. So, and they're still saying he's going to be First Minister. No.
Delusional. Well, yeah, my cousin, she was like conservative from quite a young age.
Wow.
In fairness, she was like that sort of millennial where you sort of grew up with the Conservatives as being your main opposition to Labour.
Hmm.
And I've met other people who were Tories around that time, but have changed since. But yeah, Corbyn managed to bring her over to the left.
Well, that's good. I like
Having
that.
reasonable policies on childcare.
Nice one. Oh wow, yeah, that was a big motivator for a lot of people joining the party when Corbyn was leader. Because childcare across the UK and up here, especially up here in Scotland, is ridiculously expensive. Not a mother, can't speak to it personally, obviously, but my sister can. Two teenage boys essentially, and she always struggled to pay for childcare when she had to go out and work, and her partner as well. So when they introduced that wraparound and the breakfast clubs and stuff, my sister danced a jig around her living room. She sent me a video of it. It's fucking delightful just seeing her dance around her couch. Fantastic. I can put them in breakfast club and I can get to work on time for a change. So she was happy about that one. So yeah, childcare, big motivator for a lot of like families and stuff.
But yeah, there was also older Conservatives, sort of new, sort of people involved with like community stuff who hadn't met the Conservatives, knew, but they're all just complete arseholes basically.
Yeah.
I think Conservative voters have a different idea as to what the Conservative Party is compared to what it is in real life.
So do we think it's changed? Do we think it's changed from? Oh, sorry. Carry on.
Sorry.
Do we
I'd
think
say
it's?
in my town it's mainly like small business people, like handymen who are only interested in enriching themselves. Some of them are probably more far right than the Conservatives are on a national level, and they all just seem to fall out with each other all the time. And
Yeah.
those sort of arguments did sort of help Labour eventually take that the seat
good.
where I live in.
Is there is there a lot of Tories in your area, like voters, like normal, ordinary citizens?
So yeah, I'd say the town I'm in has been traditionally Tory. It's Labour currently, but we have 2 Labour councillors who voted against the whip.
Ooh.
One of them voted against the budget. The other one voted against cutting school buses.
Oh, cool.
Which Bradford Council Labour Party hasn't had the Labour Council vote against the whip since the 80s, so when that happened last year, that was a huge thing.
Oh, a bit of a surprise then, yeah.
Yeah, really autocratic. I'd say it's like you have to, if you have disagreements, you have to do it within the Labour group. I've known other places where they've had people vote against the whip. They may have lost. They may have lost the whip for a while, but ended up back in. Whereas they were just like, no, they're not having them back in after they vote against it. One of them's standing again as an independent. The other one is the dad of a Labour MP. So he's not going to stand because he's worried about drawing negative attention.
Oh, right.
But yeah, that's partly why the Green Party decided not to target where I live, because there's at least 4 parties maybe trying to target it already, and whenever we try to get involved with something, you always get some pushback.
Wow.
Well, I think
that's quite busy.
Yeah. But yeah, I think maybe we want to wait until this independent has stood, and after that we'll probably have a much better chance, let's say.
Cool. Right.
Sorry.
Is your council up for election?
Yes.
Yes.
All out elections, so 3 seats in each one.
Oh, wow. It's going to be interesting next year for our council elections. It's currently an SNP administration here in Glasgow, but for like like since for donkeys, Labour, who'd have thunk it, Glasgow having a Labour council. But yeah, it's been SNP and they're doing quite well. Well received. The city's doing well. Don't get me wrong, every council's got issues and stuff and they're not great at everything, obviously. But they're doing quite well. They're doing well for the city and Glasgow seems to be prospering. Lots of people are getting the help and advice and things, and more infrastructure's getting done and things are getting upgraded across the city. So on the whole, I'm quite...
as about 5 years ago. Because I remember there was some issues with them over-promising about the gender pay gap and that leading to union disputes.
Case in point, Birmingham. Are they still on strike?
I believe so, yeah. I've not heard
Bloody hell. Obviously, the best one to ask would be Kev. But that's fucked, man.
Well, yeah, similar thing happened in Glasgow where they promised but they would end the gender pay gap and then didn't.
Yeah, that didn't go down too well. The council should have just paid it, in my opinion, because a lot of people were asking me, because leftists and opinionated women here, so a lot of friends and family members who live here in Glasgow were asking me, he said, what would your advice have been to the council? Pay it. Just pay it. And we can maybe raise the council tax a little bit more. Like maybe by a point, and that would be enough to get back the money for the payout for the gender pay gap and stuff. I would just pay it. Said, but what about your council tax? Just pay them. The gender pay gap shouldn't have existed in the fucking first place. So yeah, I would have just paid it.
Increasing their tax by the maximum every year, like a lot of councils are. So what's the situation? So Bradford typically you can only increase it by 5%. Typically. So Bradford,
if you want to raise it higher, if you want to raise it higher, if you're in England or Wales, if you're in England, you go to the government. So and you go to the devolved administrations. Say we want to. So the maximum, yeah, you're correct. They can only raise it by 5 points at the most. And if you want to raise it higher, you have to go to. Would that be the Chancellor or would that be the Home Secretary? I can't think what one it would be. Or you go to the. Position? Would it be the Treasury?
Yeah.
Yeah, and say we need to raise council tax above the 5%, and we need to do blah 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 percentage. And some of the times they do it. Don't get there's councils that have raised their council tax by 15, which is what the fuck. But most of the time, our council tax goes up like 3.5% most years. Most time it just goes up by that percentage.
So not quite 5%, but
not quite 5%. The last time it was 5. It did used to be 5%, but that was back in the 80s. So 30, 40 years ago, really. And it's been like 3.5% at one point. They did raise it. They did lower it down to 2.5%, but it's been 3.5% for the last decade since the SNP have been in power. And we're quite happy with that. And I've said to them, do the payout and raise it up to either the 4 or the 5%, but they classed that as political suicide. But people would have understood. You have to remember the people who went through the gender pay gap are still people of the city. They still pay the council tax. So you give them the payout and raising it by going up to raising it by the 5%. I'm sure most of us would have understood. I would have understood. Everyone that I've talked to here in Glasgow, they're saying most decent people, at least. Don't get me wrong. There's some people that I know that I used to drink with who I still see on a semi-regular basis said no, they need to lower the council tax. ours only go up by 3.5%. You do realise this, it's not that much. There's councils who raise their council tax each year by the maximum, which is the 5. But no, 3.5% is still too much. You do realise the size of the city and the amount of council tax revenue that comes in. Because we're the largest city in Scotland, they get a lot of money from the council tax. So they only need to raise it.
You can't get through some people, really, can you?
No.
So, in Bradford, the places that pay the most tax, or contribute the most, is the city centre and one ward outside of it, which is called Tong, which will be splitting into 2 or something like that.
Alright.
But you get people in the outskirts near where I live who will claim they pay the majority of tax and they're paying for the city, basically, and paying for all these problems in Bradford. Sort of sectarianism like this doesn't affect us, it doesn't matter sort of thing. But yeah,
I'm done with those.
It's not the reality. It's like, yeah, business rates are the most highest.
Yeah.
First it's government grants, and then it's business rates, which are the highest contribution in tax. Income's sort of like further down the list.
The business rates for Glasgow, there's a couple of them higher than us, but for the size of the city, the business rates here are quite big, especially for parts of the city centre like Sauchiehall Street and Buchanan Street. Those are the 2 main shopping streets in Glasgow, and you've got Argyle Street as well at the bottom half of the city. So the business rates for the properties there in the top part of the city are very, very high. A lot of businesses can end up folding, essentially, on Sauchiehall Street looks kind of barren in sections. I don't know how much the business rates will be in the outlying areas. The business rates for the West End, I know this because one of my friends that I used to go to gigs with and play music with ran a business on Dumbarton Road, and her business rates were fucking wild. I'll bring up that one you sent me in general. Bring it.
But yeah, I think overall the government does need to start funding councils properly and not rely on local businesses as well as residents to pay for council tax. Yeah. Anyway, let's watch this.
Is there a video?
Part way down, yeah. It's
Okay,
a Twitter link.
Fuck it, yes, I accept privacy. Go away. Oh.
There we go.
Who is that anyway? You're annoying me. Is that Emirates? What the fuck? It's the Saudi national carrier. Go away.
I'll see you next.
Go away, Riyadh Air. Alright, I don't need to go into X, thank God for that.
This message is to pay tribute to Ian Watkins, a good man, a really good guy who was very much in contact with me, who loved his children and will be sorely, sorely missed by them forever. And he'll always hold that very special place in everybody's heart. And remember what he always said, mad lulls. Well, tell you what, that does just about sum up the world, doesn't it? Sorry for your grief, but please try and keep some happy memories.
Oh, for Christ. Frame drops annoying me. Give me a minute, everyone.
I love how they got him to stay in contact with him regularly.
How much do you have to pay for Cameo?
I don't really know. think they said something like 70 quid or something.
Bloody hell. Yeah, I didn't
I think
even
they all charge different rates. So I have
Depends
heard someone mention, but for our charges about 70 quid a video. But in a way, it's money well spent, I'd say. Yes, you are making him richer, but he's rich anyway. But you do get a funny video out of it. That could go viral.
Some of them are mad. He loved his job. Okay. Thank you for
You
that.
can understand why he felt like that.
Right, let's see. Go into my far right wankery. Give me my far right wankery. I don't know if there's a video embedded in this BBC News one that I found. Gimme. There we go. Is there a video of it? Oh, no. Give me a minute. Just expand it. No. It's a story. Okay. Down you go. Minimize. God damn you. Okay. Oh. Main story. There we go. Oh, the section's called Birmingham and Black Country. Okay. I keep on pronouncing her surname wrong. Mahmoud, the Home Secretary, fuck it, has no confidence in police chief after Israeli fan ban. Okay, Susie Rack and Alex McIntyre. Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood says she has lost confidence in West Midlands Police Chief Constable after Israeli football fans were banned from a match at Aston Villa, which they lost. Ha. Mahmoud told MPs a damning review from the policing watchdog over the intelligence that led to Maccabi Tel Aviv fans being banned showed a failure of leadership. You know what? The force has apologised, saying it did not deliberately distort evidence that was used by the Birmingham Safety Advisory Group for the 6th of November match. Chief Constable Craig Guilford remains in post, but faces a meeting on the 27th. So that's a week on Tuesday. To be questioned by Police and Crime Commissioner Simon Foster, who has the authority to sack him. Mahmoud told the Commons on Wednesday she intended to restore the powers for Home Secretaries to dismiss Chief Constables who fail their communities. That she can essentially do that.
Do you have police and crime commissioners in Scotland?
No.
Yeah.
You have Chief Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, we had one briefly, but now it's been combined with the mayor. But honestly, what a stupid position, really.
It's an elected position for something which is seen as basically a crime, like a crime and law sort of position, which seems a bit. Or you shouldn't. I don't think you should be voted into those positions. You should be a police officer and go through all your training and stuff like that, and progress through the ranks, so you know what the fuck you're doing. Getting voted into a position like that, I've got issues.
But that's at best. At worst, they are getting involved politically, as they are with this case. Yeah, it's basically a political attack on a chief constable.
Yeah. Guilford has written a letter in which he apologised for providing incorrect evidence to a Home Affairs Select Committee. Rejoice! Scribbles is here! Hello, darling! Say hello to the lovely Scribble Hearts.
Hello, Scribble Hearts.
This is Ferret King's Lovely, lovely person. Hi, Scribbles. How's it going, dear? Mahmood told MPs His Majesty's Chief Inspector of Constabulary, Sir Andy Cook, had found confirmation bias in police intelligence gathering. She said the force, we now discover, conducted little engagement with the Jewish community and none of the Jewish community in Birmingham before the decision was taken. Sir Andy's interim report, commissioned by Mahmood, found that rather than follow the evidence, the force saw only the details to support their desired position to ban the fans. He shows that the police overstated the threat posed by Maccabi Tel Aviv fans. Know that there's still video evidence and evidence from Athens and Amsterdam police. I think without having to do what you did, just going into Copilot and asking the AI to get information is stupid. You should know better. You're a polis. Fucking hell. He shows the police overstated the threat posed by Maccabi Tel Aviv fans. You know, there was still a threat. While understating the risk that was posed to